Tonight's going to be a big game for us. We have to win tonight's game, and because these 2 points are going to mean a lot to us. It's going to mean big to us in the long run.
Winning has never been tougher in the league thanks to teams like the St. Louis Vipers, busy in the offseason upgrading their talent. St. Louis will send 4 players to next week's All-Star game. They are also eyeing the division championship. Yes, the Vipers are no longer just hissing. This year, this team is biting.
Well, Buffalo, from last year, what we know of last year, we haven't played them yet this year, but they have a big physical team. We have to be prepared from the start and go out there and expect to be hit and expect to hit them back. And if we counteract with what they're going to do, we should have some opportunities because they'll force the play a little bit. And when we go in the transition game, we should get some opportunities to score, stay out of the box. That's it.
Grab your favorite beverage and get ready. Stampede Vipers next. Tonight from the beautiful Kiel Center in St. Louis, Missouri, the RHI Game of the Week, the Buffalo Stampede and the St. Louis Vipers. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to 120 minutes of the best roller hockey in the world tonight from St. Louis. Craig Minervini along with Jim Fox. And Jim, you look at the St. Louis Vipers, one of only 8 teams last year to not make the playoffs, did not sit well in the offseason with their heads. Bernie Federko, the general manager, Coach Perry Turnbull, a couple of St. Louis Blues who are running the club, but a lot of work in the offseason. They look a lot better in 95.
They certainly do. They had a slow start, losing 3 of the first 4 games, but they have turned it around. Coach Turnbull told us before the game the reason, a big commitment to team defense. He's expecting man-on-man coverage. That's exactly what he's getting. They have pretty big players, a pretty good team, the Vipers do, so they can play physical. Important key for St. Louis, stay out of the penalty box.
Now, Buffalo moved over from the Atlantic Division to the Central in the offseason, so this is one of those 4-point games. St. Louis near the top, just a point out of first, with the Cheetahs leading the way. Buffalo, as you see, 3-6, but they'll tell you, hey, they've only played 9 games so far, and they're only 5 points out of first place.
It has been a struggle for Buffalo. I think they're finding out what it's like to be defending champion. Every other team playing against you is up for the game. Buffalo has to play tough and intimidate the other team to be successful, but on the other hand, you have to stay out of the penalty box. So Buffalo, the Stampede, looking for that balance. If they get it, they can be successful.
ESPN2's coverage of RHI's Game of the Week is brought to you by Taco Bell, proud sponsor of the RHI Taco Bell Cross the Border. And by the Pepsi-Cola Company, who reminds you that nothing else is a Pepsi. Former St. Louis Viper Scott Humphrey, now with Buffalo after 2 years with St. Louis, gets the start against his ex-mates, having a fine season, 3rd in the league in save percentage. Alain Roy, basically the backup for the Vipers, so far 1-3, 25 years of age, will get the start from New Brunswick. A nice crowd on hand at the beautiful Kiel Center. The referees are Jim Kim, Jerry Burt, Jim Carico, checking the goaltenders to see if they are ready, as they will always do. And we are set to go. Wayne Anchikoski will lean in along with John Vecchiarelli, the player coach of Buffalo. The Stampede wearing the visiting dark black uniform. Vipers in the home white. And here we go. Buffalo coming in. John Hendry ran into his own man. He hit Vecchiarelli. And St. Louis may get a 3-on-2. Anchikoski dropped it back. Stolen away by Hendry. He pokes at it. And we'll bring it in. John Hendry for Buffalo. Back to Vecchiarelli, the big scorer from last year. Having a good season this year with 14 goals to lead the team. Here's Corriveau from the point. Flips one toward the net. Wide of Roy. And Rick Wilson, the former St. Louis Blues, 6-year NHLer. A lot of NHL flavor on this team here, Jim. Here's Cam Plante coming in. Makes a move. May get a wrist drop. Blocked nicely by Vecchiarelli. As Buffalo wants to show some better D, they showed it right there.
They slowed the attack down. I think St. Louis is showing the man-on-man coverage can be effective. They're trying to go the other way. You've mentioned a couple names, although we do get a penalty, it looks like, coming up against Mark Major. He'll get interference on the goaltender if we get a break here.
I believe it's a minor penalty on Major, but he chopped down the goaltender, Roy. Plante will take it now. Throws it across the surface. Quick shot. Steered aside as La Scala bidded for a goal there.
And there it is. Major will get the minor. You're right, Craig. 90 seconds. I think it is interference with the goaltender. You see the referee make the signal, and Major goes to the penalty box. Alain RHI just made a save, cleared the puck, and he was run into. Extra protection given to goaltenders. So the first power play of the night will go to the Vipers. Major follows through with one shot right there. He takes a little elbow to Frank Lascala. That was after the play. Mark Major going out to try and get something to even up on the play. He didn't get what he wanted, though, so St. Louis gets the power play.
I think we'll have this kind of camera shot quite a bit during the game tonight. Buffalo has the second most penalty minutes in the league, and St. Louis has the third most penalty minutes in the league. And both coaches, of course, do not want to see that happen, and not the silly penalties like Major just took because of the power play proficiency in the league. Now about 33% overall. St. Louis on the power play. Here's their big scorer, Christian Skorina, number 61. One of the 4 going to the All-Star game, along with Rick Wilson. Wilson at the point, looking for the one-timer, got it off, and a waffle stop by Scott Humphrey.
Big spread out here by the St. Louis Vipers. Rick Wilson, the quarterback on the power play, playing way out near the red line. He's trying to draw the penalty killers out of position, try to stretch them out to get more floor open near the goal.
Here's Wilson, one-timer again, blocked by the defense in front. Penalty time inside a minute now. Actually has not moved on the score clock. That's a long minor penalty, but still at 1:30.
That's home floor advantage right there.
Skorina throws it across the surface. Smith in front. Richard scores! Oh, what a quick shot by Randy Smith. A power play goal. And the Vipers lead it 1-0.
Quick release by Sandy Smith, but a great job by Smith to come to the pass. As the receiver, he made himself open. He was a left-hand shot coming across from the right side. As soon as he picks it up, he takes one stick handle and just sneaks it underneath the glove of the goaltender, Scott Humphrey. You'll take a look at Humphrey trying to pick up the play. He moves to his left, but Smith is coming back. Great shot by Smith again. You see there, he had the goaltender leaning one way, shot back against the flow. Sandy Smith puts the Vipers up 1-0.
So Smith gets the goal, and the Vipers on a power play take the early 1-0 lead. A good tip right there for anybody who plays the game. Jim, watching at home, great idea to get the goaltender going the other way. You know, Dennis Potvin was one of them that really specialized in the NHL doing that play, but that's a great move for an offensive player. Jeff Lindsay has some good offensive skills, shoots it off the glove, and St. Louis has the early 1-0 lead here. Jeff Blum comes in for the point, throws it toward the net. Humphrey had a scramble to try and find that one. Another big hit thrown by St. Louis's Blum. Here comes Buffalo back the other way. Quick shot off the stick of Morin, and it was stopped by Alain Roy, who had to make a good stop on the charging Claude Morin.
Claude Morin added from Clarkson University, protects the puck well. Well, keep an eye on the puck here. It's underneath the pads, and Roy finally just drops both legs on top of it to hold on. Pretty simple move there by Morin, just taking the puck wide with speed. Didn't get a good hard shot off, but pretty close.
Asked Alain how to pronounce that last name, and he said Roy. And then he said, well, in the States they say Roy, but Mom prefers Wah. So we said, okay, we'll keep Mom happy here tonight. There's Lou Francischetti, former NHLer who has joined the Buffalo Stampede. Tonight he's an interim coach, but he will be donning the jersey, right, Jim?
You're right. John Vecchiarelli, you just touched on it earlier in the open, Craig. A part owner of the Buffalo Stampede. He's a player. He needs some help behind the bench, so Franceschetti's there, but he will become a player maybe as soon as the next game for the Stampede.
Penalty upcoming, I believe it's on Jeff Bowden of St. Louis for a slashing penalty, so Buffalo is going to get a power play chance when we return to the Kiel Center. Vipers leading 1-0. Back in a moment. Power play underway for Buffalo this year, clicking at a 28.9% efficiency, which is not very good, 12th in the league. John Vecchiarelli will score a lot of those power play goals. Throws it across, thrown toward the net, steered aside by Waugh. Moraldo is at the left point. Sosha is up front for Buffalo, along with Jay Neal. Vecchiarelli looking for Neal, was picked off by Cam Plott, kept in by Vecchiarelli. Sosha's got a chance. Sosha shoots, score! And Vecchiarelli made the big stop defensively as St. Louis could not get it out, and it turns into a Buffalo goal.
Craig, I was just about to mention how aggressive the Vipers were on the penalty kill, actually doing a good job. but they thought they had total possession of the puck, and there's Beccarelli just standing up to redirect it back to Sosha. No mistake on the shot by Sosha. He just faced the goalie, looked up, and used his quick wrists, snapped it low to the stick side. That's the best place to beat any goaltender. Sosha picks up the power play goal, but the Vipers, look at him going the other way, and Beccarelli actually took a chance himself to hold the puck in. It worked, and the Stampede tied up 1-1.
John just kind of threw a stick at it, but it worked great because Sosha was ahead of the play, and you know, that's the thing you got to watch out when you're thinking, oh, you got to watch the guy behind you. And it looked like St. Louis was going to clear it, and all of a sudden it's 1-1. Sosha down the left wing. Randy Smith, an all-star last year. He had 5 points in the all-star game, which, by the way, will be right here at the Kiel Center. Jim and I will be here. We'll have it for you on ESPN. On July the 18th, quick shot from the point. Glove stopped by Roy.
And there's Mark Major right in the crease again, trying to screen the goaltender. He took a penalty earlier in this period, but Roy comes out. Perry Turnbull, the head coach of the St. Louis Vipers, before the game again, he told us that team defense starting to work. He expects his team to play close man-to-man coverage.
Big dryer,
coaches, and obviously we have him mic'd. Perry Turnbull shouting the instructions. One of the few coaches in RHI that looks to match lines. And when Beccarelli's on the floor tonight, he'll send out Wayne Etchikoski, a big forward, number 22 for the Vipers. Not necessarily a shadowing situation man for man, but he'll have a forward combination out there when Beccarelli is on the floor.
These are two of the biggest teams I think we've seen overall. Just about everybody, 6'2", 210, 215. Jay Neal comes in, throws it across, but another big guy intercepted it. Randy Smith over to Frank Lascala. Here's Lascala, 7-goal man so far. Over to Smith, quick shot, score! Smith has 2. Good shot.
Quick shot by Smith. That time he pulled the puck almost out of his own feet, or he actually maybe dragged it into his own feet. You'll see him pick it up, and he surprises everyone. He put his head down immediately and shot right away. No one, especially the goaltender Scott Humphrey, expected Sandy Smith to pull the trigger from that far out. But by pulling the puck into his own feet, it's almost like he created a screen for himself. Humphrey couldn't pick up the puck. Vipers lead 2-1.
Vipers with a quick start here, not the kind of start that Scott Humphrey wanted after playing 2 seasons here with the Vipers, and he's given up 2 quick goals, and that one from downtown. Quick shot by Morin, stopped by Roy, nicely handling the rebound, and he hangs on. Well, the All-Star game, Jim, coming to the Kiel Center next week. Take a look at his East team roster,
and it's highlighted by the 4 St. Louis Viper players. You see Rick Wilson there. Jerry St. Cyr on the left column there, the leading scorer in RHI through most of the early part of this season out of New Jersey. The goaltenders, Rogels from the Vipers and Rodrigue out of Ottawa, and the coaches, Marty Howe and Perry Turnbull.
Seven minutes remaining in the first quarter, and Cerrone tries to clear the puck out, and he dumps it to the Buffalo zone, captured by DeCoste for Buffalo.
Craig, it's just a lot of situation here, clogging it up in the neutral zone, slowing down the play. You see another turnover there. The Vipers standing up right in the middle of the floor. Both teams doing that very well, so neither team allowed to get any kind of momentum to build an attack.
Scarina lost control. Chance in front for Buffalo. Up back, quick shot by LeMay. Couldn't get it off as they had a 3-on-1 chance. Now St. Louis quickly back the other way. And Humphrey makes the stop. Rebound poked at. And he hangs on. It was Scarina coming in. And Humphrey was there for the stop.
Scarina using the change of pace, I think, on that last attack. Once again, it's a 1-on-1 wide. Derek DeCoste, the Stampede back. Great play by DeCoste. You see that check? Just at the last second, DeCoste reached out and hooked the stick of Scarina. That was a legal play all the way. Scarina not happy with it. But as soon as he got to a scoring area, great defensive play, and he was shut down. Humphrey had to make an easy save.
Good look at Christian Scarina, 5'10" out of Ontario. And just 22 years of age, and what a season he's having with 29 points so far, now 30 with his point tonight. Beccarelli comes in, making a shot up, quick shot, score! It went off the stick of Waugh, who thought he had it. Back at the Kiel Center as they get ready for the draw. Buffalo and St. Louis, two teams in the Central Division of the RHI. St. Louis is one of only 6 teams that has been in the league for all 3 of its seasons. Most of the other teams are on the West Coast. Cerrone throws behind the net, stolen nicely by Morin. Gets it back to the point. Quick shot stopped in front of the net as Waugh was very sharp on that one. Cerrone comes out, Skorina on the right wing. Cerrone going wide, scores! I thought he was setting up for the pass. Instead, he got the shot by Humphrey, 3-2 St. Louis.
Cerrone using Skorina there as a decoy. But then watch the decoy on the release by Frank Cerrone of the Vipers. There's hardly any backswing at all. Cerrone gets over the center line. He doesn't even look up. He looks up once and decides, okay, I'm going to shoot. And there it is. Very little backswing. So the goaltender, Humphrey, has no idea the shot is coming. Great deception by Cerrone, the leading goal scorer for the St. Louis Vipers. He can do it all. And that time, he just looked off the leading scorer. The point getter, Skorina, everyone thought the pass was coming. It did not come. And the Vipers take a 3-2 lead.
Well, I was asking Christian what his success has been. And he says, well, thank Frank Cerrone for his sniper ability. He's been able to just tee up and score. Number 15 for Cerrone. Skorina now has 20 assists on the year. In just this, his 10th game. Henry comes down shooting through a screen off the leg of the defenseman Wilson, who's been a solid defenseman at the age of 34. Shot wide by Hendry. Wilson bats it out. Can't get it out. John Plessman keeps it in, throws toward the net. Backhanded by Hendry, and it went wide, and Rick Wilson will pick it up. Wilson back to Plante, who put it back in his skates, gets the deflection. Cam Plante comes in, and Tchaikovsky waits for the rebound, but kind of moved out of position for the rebound. Now Jeff Bowden behind the net. Jay Neal hits him. Bowden still has the puck. Neal bumps him in again, but has trouble getting the orange disc away. 1:15 to go. Wilson wide from the point. Beccarelli, great behind the back pass, setting up Jay Neal breakaway. Neal comes in. Neal backhand stop. Save of the game by Waugh. What a pass by Beccarelli.
No look pass, a backhand pass, and it came across the floor at full force, right on the stick. Beccarelli showing some great passing there. Craig, you don't see that too often, especially on the backhand, when you can go all the way across the floor like that and put it right on the tape. And Alain Roy made a great save on the breakaway. Quick coming across, but that whole play started with an outstanding pass by John Beccarelli.
Face off deep in the Buffalo zone with just under 50 seconds to go. Here's a look at the pass.
Beccarelli sets up and without looking just reaches behind and in one motion floats it up right to the center dot. Going to the backhand, I believe it was Sosha. He misses as Rock came across. Quick with a leg save.
Waugh must have read it well, because it's tough to make that last second move for a goaltender to cover the ground that you have to. That net goes across 6 feet. Here's Jeff Lindsay, exciting defenseman among the leaders. 5th in the league in scoring, number 5 for St. Louis. Randy Smith. I thought he should have been the MVP last year, the All-Star game, with his 5-point game. Backhand in front of the Buffalo net. Plessman dumps it aside. And send it down to the zone with 12 seconds to go. A little skirmish back in the Buffalo zone, pushing and shoving between Major and Jeff Blum. Well, next game will be the Philadelphia Bulldogs and the Detroit Mustangs from the Cobo Arena in Detroit, Michigan. We'll have it for you July the 17th at 8 o'clock on the Deuce. And then, following day, the RHI All-Star Game. It was spectacular a year ago. This time we'll be back here in St. Louis, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock out west, July 18th on ESPN.
And Craig, you were talking about Sandy Smith. He's had a slow start to the season for him. He led the team in scoring last year. Randy Smith, I'm sorry about that. Do we see one? There is Jeff Blum in the box. He takes a coincidental minor roughing penalty along with Mark Major. There's Perry Turnbull. But Randy Smith, an outstanding player. He came into camp this year a little late. So, again, that adjustment from the ice to the rollers, it takes time. But now you can see Randy Smith coming along very well. Starting to score again, already has 2 tonight.
A few seconds left here in the quarter as Buffalo try to get a scoring chance, and they can't do it. And Jim, I will say so long to you because you're being removed. No, you're going downstairs for the second quarter, of course. He'll be on the bench.
I'm going to coach tonight.
Okay, we'll check in with him when we return. After 12 minutes of play so far, it's 3-2 St. Louis. Spectacular new building in downtown St. Louis, Missouri, not far from the Great Arch.
Here we go.
And what a building. Home of the Blues, of course. University of St. Louis. The Pelicans play here. And the home of the St. Louis Vipers. Rick Wilson brings it in as St. Louis will deal with the penalties as they go 3-on-3. Now coincidental for the next minute or so. LeMay tries to wall it around, can't clear it. LaScala keeps in, back to Wilson coming in. Takes the shot, no, back to LaScala, and it was steered aside by Humphrey. Rick Corvo for Buffalo works it up along the boards. And Sosha tried to poke at it. And it's taken by LaScala, who puts the brakes on quickly and starts the other way. LaScala tries the move on Corvo, does not work out. And Sosha steals it back. Lenny Sosha out of St. Catharines, Ontario. 28 years of age with a goal tonight. Comes in, breaks around, plot shot stopped, and the rebound was cleared out by Rick Wilson. Jim Fox is working the benches, down bothering Perry Turnbull and company. Actually not bothering, but of course giving us some insight. We'll check in with him in just a moment.
Lock up, Ricky.
Our 44s do battle. J. Neal, Cam Plant. We're still 3-on-3 for another couple of seconds. Claude Morin has the puck. Had a couple of goals in our game 2 weeks ago from Buffalo as the Stampede beat the Cheetahs. Looked like they were going to take off from that point, but they have lost 2 in a row to fall to last place in the Central Division. Skorina steals it, tries to set up Smith. Quick shot, and it was wide of the net. Smith looking for the hat trick. Now Skorina has a chance. He shoots it off the leg that time of Humphrey. Buffalo dumps it down. Baraldo clears it in. Jeff Lindsay brings it right back for St. Louis. Gave it back to Baraldo. And Baraldo slowly up to Morin. Now J. Neal will come in. May get a shot over to Baraldo. And a leg stop. A good one by Alain Roy. St. Louis works back the other way. Randy Smith across the surface to Skorina. Gets the return. Goaltender down. Score! Humphrey went down, assuming a quick shot. And it turned out to be opening the door for Randy Smith, who's got the hat trick in a little over 14 minutes.
Easy to analyze this one, Craig. The poise of a goal scorer. So apparent here. Watch Smith pick up the pass, then hold on. He's just going to hold. Look at the goaltender. Humphrey has to go down, but Randy Smith knows it all the way, and he just holds on long enough. Great patience by the captain. A hat trick. We're just into the second quarter, and Smith puts the Vipers up 4-2.
Dupas will get the assist. And one thing Buffalo talked about, Jim, was the fact that they are not keeping the puck out of their net. They're giving up too many goals. They had a goal to keep the opponent to 2 or 3 goals for a half. And already, with 9:40 remaining in the second, they've given up 4 goals. It has not been a memorable return so far for Scott Humphrey against his ex-mates. Nice move there by Anchikowski, but Humphrey held his position, and Blessman has the puck. John Blessman will work out. Big defenseman out of Ontario. Collision at center. Anchikowski down. Penalty upcoming on St. Louis. Quick setup out of the air. Hendry picked it up. Buffalo's going to go on the power play. Corvo has the puck. 5-on-4 here with the goaltender off. Hendry taken down, and Bowden ran into one of the Stampede. And let's check in with Jim Fox on the bench. James?
There will be a penalty coming up to the Vipers here, but I'm here with the guy with only 3 so far, Randy Smith. Looks pretty good so far.
I've been lucky. I think at the start of the year I was trying to, be a little bit too fancy. I had a little bit of success in this game last year, and I don't know what went wrong, but I was trying to, pass around guys and things like that. And Perry and Bernie both said just shoot the puck, and that's what I'm doing. And they're going in, so I'm going to keep at it.
Randy, I want to just ask you. I noticed on the last play, and something maybe goal scorers know about, patience. You knew the goalie was down and just held on, put it up top.
Yeah, I figured the longer I waited, the less of a chance he had to save it. So the last time I looked, he was sprawled right out. So I just put it up high. Unfortunately, it went in.
When you're a goal scorer, do you get out to kill penalties at all?
No, I don't know what Perry's problem is. Maybe we can talk to him about that.
Okay, thanks, Randy.
Buffalo 1 for 2 in the power play so far. Here's the penalty, and yeah, that's what they call tripping. Clinic. Right there. Wayne Anchikowski will go. They call him one of the Hanson brothers around St. Louis. Him and Lascala will get a close-up of Frank, who's now on the draw. Those two guys will remind one of the old Charleston Chiefs. Infamous Hanson brothers. So power play chance here for Buffalo. Geraldo from the point. Good shot. May have hit Vecchiarelli in front. Sosha puts the puck down. Vecchiarelli on the right wing. John Hendry is in deep on the left of the net. Score! Geraldo from the point as he let one fly, and it got by the goaltender, Alain Juan. So far, this has not been a real solid effort for the two goaltenders tonight. They're having trouble stopping the puck.
Geraldo just holding on, takes the pass here from Vecchiarelli. He really didn't want to shoot it. Well, okay, take one step and just blast. And you're right, Craig. Alain Juan, the goaltender, really wasn't set on the play. He was looking for something else around him. There really was no traffic in front of them. There was traffic off to the side, and perhaps just for a split second it distracted the goaltender. But you had a great look at it there behind Paul Geraldo. One-on-one, he took the long shot and just beat the goaltender cleanly.
Paul Geraldo won a couple of championships while playing in Italy. A lot of the players in the RHI will go over to Europe in the ice hockey season. Paul, one of the 4 newcomers to the RHI on the Stampede roster. St. Louis has 6 first-year players. 8:20 to go. Second quarter. Vipers lead down to 4-3. A good scoring affair so far. Dupas brought it in. Lascala was bumped away by Geraldo. He sends it up to Claude Morin. Neal following up. Morin shooting off the stick of Dupas and into the crowd. Let's take a look at the standings around the RHI to get you up to date on what's happening in this division and elsewhere. Chicago Cheetahs are 0-5 on the road and 5-0-1 as they lead the pace in the Central. We'll see Detroit next week in the Atlantic Division. Good battle there. Montreal has 2 games in hand on the Rock and Rollers. Ottawa has played very well, come off a 10-7 win over Philadelphia. The Roller Gators are 3-7. Out west, the Anaheim Bullfrogs continue to be the story of the league so far, showing signs of their undefeated campaign from 2 years ago. But it was the Oakland Skates that handed Anaheim their first overtime defeat in the Northwest Division, as you see the Voodoo leading the way.
Very quickly, Lou Franceschetti, kind of an interim head coach here now for the Stampede. Going pretty good so far on the road.
Yeah, it is. I think the boys got their legs out of the way the first period. Now we're coming on. We just got to learn to shoot the puck once we get to the top circles, because any shot in this rink is a goal.
When you getting the rollers on?
I've had them on once, but the groins are awful sore. It's just a matter of time now. Maybe the next week I'll come back and play.
All right, Lou, look forward to see you.
St. Louis coming down, man, and from Bowden shot, and a glove stop that time by Humphrey. That was his best of the night. 7.5 to go. Second quarter. Westman backhands across the surface. 26,000 tiles. They call it a sport court. Big bump by Dupas. He hit Hendry in the corner. And I'm not sure who took the worst of it. Dupas went down. Hendry got the stick up high. They let that one go. And Dave Dupas has the puck behind the net. Dupas in his second year with the Vipers. Up end to Anchikowski. Had Bowden all alone. Couldn't find him. Neal comes in. Sosha on the left wing. Good back checking by Wayne Anchikowski to steal a puck. Now Dupas will go behind the net. Plays in the senior league in California. In the ice season, lives in Fresno. Dave Dupas, big shot, stopped by Humphrey. Jay Neal sends it up. And here's Mark Major skating out 2-on-3. 6.5 remaining. We're in the second quarter. St. Louis in the white leads 4-3. Big check by Major and Lindsay. Major may have come back with the elbow business. And I believe Mark will be heading to the box for the second time of the game. Vipers leading 4-3, but the Stampede will go on a power play when we come back.
I have to say,
Between Buffalo and St. Jim obviously did not hear me. Barry Turnbull was a player for the Vipers last couple of years. This year he decided to hang him up and just devote his time to coaching. Shot from the point, wide off the stick of Lindsay. 4:40 remaining. The penalty is up. We're 4-on-4. St. Louis now 1 for 2 in the power play. Going backward is Jeff Bowden. He's a real hard-nosed player, number 11. It's kind of the makeup of this team here in St. Louis. And Tchaikovsky in front. Lindsay looked for the pass as he came in from his defensive position, which you'll see a lot in the 4-on-4 game of roller hockey. Here's Lindsay again, the backhand shot off the stick of Humphrey. Now another setup, the defense is in, score! What a setup! And Lindsay did not go back to the point. He stayed in the whole time, and he winds up with an easy goal set up by Bowden.
If you play ice.
Buffalo and St. Louis, we're going to move ahead in the action when we return. A reminder, next week on The Deuce, the Philadelphia Bulldogs here in the second quarter of play. Exciting game, St. Louis leading Buffalo by the score of 6-4. Stampede have the puck. Vecchiarelli is at the point. Buffalo on the power play for another 54 seconds. Hendry back to Beraldo. We get a whistle. And I believe there's going to be a penalty upcoming on the Stampede now. Not the net might have come off the line because it looks like Jeff Bem is not going to signal a penalty, so they'll bring it back. Well, look at the week that was. Ottawa beating New Jersey 6-1. Sylvain Rodriguez, excellent in the net. 5 shootouts last week. And Anaheim went to 9-0-1, beating Oklahoma. Quick shot from the point by Vecchiarelli wide. 40 seconds on the power play. Vecchiarelli shot blocked. Vecchiarelli again trying to set up Hendry. Lindsay whirls it around, hit the referee, took a funny bounce, and Tchaikovsky nearly flipped it out for a breakaway chance. Here's Beraldo coming down the wing. They give it to him, so he takes it and scores! A quick snapshot. And if you talk to the players, the shot that is most effective in this league that you can get off so quickly is the snapper, and Beraldo makes it 6-5.
Smart play by Beraldo. Last time he took time, he had the time, he took the slap shot. This time, as you just mentioned, Craig, that more deceptive snapshot, and that time he had a chance to skate into it and build up momentum. You'll see it right from behind Paul Beraldo. He just leaned into it, and the quick snap of the wrist put it right into the top of the net. He picked the corner perfectly. Very important goal, another power play goal for the Stampede, and they get right back in this game.
So it was 6-3 at the 8:27 mark. Now less than 2 minutes later, it is 6-5 St. Louis. Here's Jeff Blum. Lascala will head toward the net as Blum comes in. This shot hit his man, Lascala, and Jay Neal takes it for Buffalo. Slowly out, and Randy Smith easily picked off the outlet pass. Smith works it back with 1:20 remaining here in the second. Lascala working in, over to Blum, shot wide of the net, backhand chance. Oh, Smith was looking for his fourth. He nearly got it by Scott Humphrey.
Down on the bench here, Craig, with Paul Beraldo. Paul, 2 power play goals. The first one a slapper, that last one a snapshot. What's happening to get you so wide open there on the power play?
well, I think we're trying to get as much movement as we can and keep the puck moving as fast as we can. This creates a little bit of space. Anytime you get some space, you know, and you got a lot of time to shoot here. I've had a lot of time to walk in and So far, I've been lucky. I found the net twice, and I just hope we can get back in the game here.
Well, I know it differs shot to shot, but when do you make up your mind to say, okay, I'm going to take a slap shot, or maybe I'm going to take a wrist shot?
Well, I think when I'm close to the net like that, and I go for a little bit more accuracy, I'll just revert to the snap shot. But if I'm way out, I'll take a slap shot.
That's working so far.
So far.
Right. No complaints. 5 goals first quarter, 6 goals here in the second. And it's 6-5 Vipers. Buffalo goes for the tire here as we're inside a minute. Quick shot from Hendry, and that just went wide. Now back to the point. Here's Steve Herneman. Played the first couple of games of the year with St. Louis. Wanted to say hi to his buddies back in Muskegon watching the game tonight on the Deuce, where he plays in the Colonial Hockey League. Said about 40 of them are watching the game tonight. Here's Cerrone coming in. Cerrone met by Herneman, dumps it out for Vecchiarelli. He'll have a chance. Overskates the puck, and Cerrone takes it in. Here's Cerrone, works around Herneman, still has the puck. Centering past the plot, he lost control. 13 seconds in the quarter. Wilson whirls it in. Plot goes after it. Corriveau and Vecchiarelli check him. 3 seconds left. Quick shot from the point, and that'll do it. And Vecchiarelli still put it between the legs. Oh, Buffalo outstanding in the power play, clicking 3 out of 4 times. Vipers had a 6-3 lead and has evaporated to 6-5 now after 24 minutes of play. Jim Fox is standing by with John Vecchiarelli.
Well, I got the man on the spot right here, John Vecchiarelli, player, coach, now a part owner. John, your team doing pretty good here in the first back, coming back. It looked like for a while you're getting out of the game. Not so right now, only behind by 1 goal.
Well, we took a couple of bad penalties right there, and I think we take bad penalties. I mean, we got the guys that kill them, myself and Lenny, but we got to stay in the box. When we're to the box, we're more effective. We're going to fight back until we win this game. We're only down 1 goal, and that's nothing in roller hockey right now.
John, I want to ask you about the power play.
6-5 at the half from St. Louis. We will go into the locker room when we return to the Kiel Center in just a moment.
Wired up in there.
John Vecchiarelli leaning in on that all-star logo, and Wayne Anchikowski, and Vecchiarelli takes the puck. Almost lost control. He almost put it in his own net against the forecheck of Anchikowski. Vecchiarelli dumps it up. Hendry goes after it, shuffles it aside. Oh, the goaltender came out of there, and Waugh knocked down one of the Stampede. Back comes St. Louis. Here's Plant, back for Wilson. Shot, good stick stop by Humphrey. Off the surface to Wilson, dumps it toward the net, picked off by Buffalo. 2-on-1. Vecchiarelli coming down, quick shot. Henry scored off the stick of Waugh, and it trickled in, and we've got a tie game.
When you have a clear-cut 2-on-1 like that, you know that something up the floor broke down. 3 St. Louis Vipers get caught real deep in the zone, and when Rick Wilson could get the puck in deep there, it's picked off. Guess who? John Vecchiarelli. He's done that 3 or 4 times tonight. Gets it over to Hendry, and Hendry gets himself in no man's land. He had to shoot there. We'll see another look at it, but he's on his off wing, so he has a one-timer going and just slides it between the pads of the goaltender at Waugh. Clear cut 2-on-1. Stampede tie it up.
Unusual numbers tonight for Vecchiarelli, Jim. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists.
And a lot of those assists, Craig, started by him stopping the play, making the turnover and going the other way.
Good shot, Blum through traffic. Nice stop there by Humphrey. The puck is still loose, and Humphrey bounces on it. Vecchiarelli, one of those guys you expect to see 22 goals, 8 assists for 30 points.
And it started tonight at the defensive zone. Humphrey made that save right off his chest. You're right, Craig. Vecchiarelli's looked on to score the big goal. He gave that puck up as soon as he got across the red line. Once he got to center, he took all of the questions out of the play. Get it across to John Hendry. Let him make a play. If he gets the return pass, all right. If not, go in for the rebound. Well, there was no rebound. It was the tying 6th goal.
Look at the wheels of referee and the stick of Lenny Sosha leaning in for the draw with Randy Smith. 11 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. As Buffalo shuffles it out, and a good chance here for Major coming in. Major wrist shot stopped by Waugh. And that was not a very artistic shot by Mark Major. It was right in the chest protector. Here's Smith coming in. Went for the far side. It has been a night for the scorers tonight. Here's Sosha. Neal on the left wing, waiting for it. Has it shot, and it was stopped by Waugh as it went near the line, and Alain hung on.
Outnumbered attack after outnumbered attack for the Buffalo Stampede. The Vipers have to get back to a little more disciplined style. 2-on-1 again. Jay Neal has the shot. He gets the goaltender. Alain Waugh right between the legs, and Waugh holds on long enough to hold on for the faceoff.
ESPN's Thunder, big auto racing show coming up on Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, a 30-lap feature. And the great paved oval in Indianapolis Raceway. The USAC midget race upcoming on ESPN. 10:28 to go. We're tied up at 6-6. Dupas in the corner with Beraldo. Rome working after it. Now Brian Rome thought he was going to be at his friend's wedding this week. Man knocked down is Cerrone by Derek DeCoste, and we're going to get the penalty call against Buffalo. But of course, Coach Harry Turnbull and Fedorko wanted Rome on hand for the game tonight. Tough, really, Jim. You think about it, these guys are going ice season right into the roller season.
Let's go.
And there's no such thing as free time.
Slow it down. Boy, Frankie.
Craig, you're right. There is no downtime. It's that mental wear down that can't have an effect. There's Derek DeCoste. He's in the box. 90 seconds for tripping will be the call on the minor penalty. Craig, you heard Harry Turnbull talking to his players, and he said slow it down. I think that's exactly right. Although they have a power play right now, they'll just go into the regular alignment. But the start here, the second half, has been way out of hand for the Vipers. They've been giving up 2-on-1s, a breakaway.
No, you can't mess that. Go to the side. Leave it, eat it, do whatever you got to do. Don't put it. Yeah.
Eat it. That means just hold on to the puck.
Ricky. Take control out there. If there's nothing there, don't force it. Bring it back outside, get it ready. Tell Christian a little higher.
Barry Turnbull talking to Rick Wilson, the quarterback on the power play, trying to set things up. And what the Vipers have been doing so far tonight on that power play is let Wilson take it and keep it high and try and draw those penalty killers out of position. For the most part, you saw it 1 for 2 so far for the Vipers. Important for a penalty killer, stay disciplined, stay in a tight triangle, and just protect the front of the goal.
St. Louis came into the league 7th in the power play, 1 for 2 tonight, 17 tallies, 51 attempts overall. Buffalo killing it off at the 9th best mark, around 67%. Randy Smith and Rick Wilson work it. What do you remember from Wilson as an NHLer, Jim?
Just a solid defenseman, pretty strong for his size. Almost a tic-tac-toe right there by the Vipers. Good passing, but Rick Wilson in the NHL, he wasn't that fancy. He could carry the puck, but he really surprised you. He was deceptive with his strength.
There he is, Rick Wilson, number 4 for the St. Louis Vipers. Buffalo dumps it down, 45 of the penalty to Derek DeCoste. Skorina comes in. Randy Smith, 3 goals already, looks for the deflection. La Scala, boy, has he been all over the goal crease tonight. But Humphrey again makes the stop.
Power play doesn't work, but La Scala was there looking for the rebound. Smith puts it to the net. Low on the floor, looking for a deflection. A lot of scoring in RHI. Well, the defenseman can score too. Chris Balasevic, no surprise, leads all defensemen so far this season. Darren Perkins in 3rd spot there with 26 points. Anaheim still undefeated. So the defensemen, their job is to, hey, get back in their own zone, but jump into the play offensively. Last shot coming up by the Vipers. Watch Smith pick it up, and just, that's a shot pass. He wants it on goal, but he also wants a chance for a deflection. That's what he had, but making the save was Scott Humphrey.
So the name, by the way, of Russ Parent, who is not playing tonight. Shot hit the post from the point and up into the crowd. But Terry's got to go with Jeff Lindsay, who's a terrific defenseman, and also, as you can see, Russ Parent, another offensive-minded defenseman that I'll be able to count on as the season continues here for St. Louis.
Randy Smith just cruising in front that last play. Rick Wilson decided to take the long shot, and that's always important. You see the four-wheel skate used by Randy Smith as he gets involved. Goaltenders are allowed to use 5 wheels, and I believe tonight Alain Roy of the Vipers have 5 wheels on his skates. We'll try to catch a look at that later. And there is talk that maybe the regular players will be able to go do a 5-wheel skate. They're trying that out right now.
Here's Smith coming in, bidding for number 4. Glove stop. Smith put his stick up. He thought it was in. And Humphrey says, wait a minute. I got a piece of that one.
There's the skates. You can count them. Yeah, take a look at the left skate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Alain Roy. You have more skate on the floor. Obviously, when you have 5, they are smaller than the regular 4 rollers. As we just talked about, there is some new technology coming about. Some players have tried 5 rollers. They are smaller, and maybe it allows them to maneuver a little better.
Cerrone comes in. Smith's shot is stopped again by Humphrey. Why don't they go to real tiny wheels, go to about 10 of them? You know, that could work.
All right.
Looking ahead in the RHI, New Jersey and Montreal should be a good one. Battle of the Atlantic Division, and we'll see those 2 teams in New Jersey in August on ESPN2. On Tuesday, Chicago at St. Louis. Man, the Cheetahs can't win on the road. They're 0-5. And then Monday, July 17th, the Bulldogs and the Mustangs, Philly and Detroit on ESPN2. 8:37 remaining. And the third quarter of play, it is 6-6. Kind of game we expected. It has been pretty feisty, good goal scoring. Goaltenders having a bit of a tough night. Shot by Morin, steered aside, although they both have made some key stops as well. Morin across the surface. Dumped in by Herneman at the point. As we approach the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter, Christian Skorina, just 22 years of age, one of the youngest players in the league. Neal rams him in. Oh, what a check by Jay Neal.
Great defensive play by Neal. He took the man wide, kept him on the bad angle, forced him out of space, and then just finished his check.
Neal now on the offense. Moves it ahead. Geraldo shot it, steered aside by the goaltender, Waugh. Morin goes after it with Skorina. Skorina over skates, and Cerrone comes back to play it. Now Lindsay shooting. Good glove stop again by Scott Humphrey. And the goaltenders are coming on here as the game moves on from the Kiel Center, and the fans enjoying it. We're all tied up. Back to the action here at the Kiel Center. La Scala comes in. He tried to move it over. Stop. Rebound was waiting there for Rome, but he could not get to it. Now Smith back to Dupas. He will move it in and fire. Stopped by the goaltender. Did it catch the post? Referee's going to call a holding penalty in front of the net.
La Scala creating that penalty, going to the front with a screen. He's been effective all night. Last shift a few moments ago, outstanding one-on-one. We talked about it. Jay Neal, number 44. Watch him finish the check on Skorina all the way. That play started on the other side of the net, but Jay Neal did not give up ground at all. He controlled the space and then did what every defenseman should do, follow through and finish the check. Doesn't get enough credit, this guy. Perhaps the most solid player on the Buffalo Stampede. Another look at it. Here's where the one-on-one starts. Look at Neal, the defenseman. Control him with the stick. Keep him on a bad angle. Skorina's not going to score from there. It's too bad of an angle, but then watch Neal. We saw it earlier. He followed through and just slammed him in the boards.
Good angle of the balance, too, of Skorina as his skate was down. Looked like one of those motorcycles you see on the deuce. At the sharp angle, the brilliant skating by Skorina to try and work it around before he was slammed. Back the other way. Corvo is going to get a chance for Buffalo. Hooked by Smith. Dropped it back for Socha. Oh, and a waffle stop on a very creative attempt by Buffalo.
Rick Corvo had the breakaway and just got hooked from behind. Unselfish play. It didn't work, though. I don't think Socha expected the pass.
You know, he got the shot off, though, but the goaltender had time to react. And when's the last time you see a guy give up a breakaway? Shot from the point by Wilson, steered aside. 40 seconds of the penalty, another chance. And that was a rolling puck. And went wide. Sosha now tries to knock it out. Wilson keeps it in. He gets a lot of surface time. At the dot, 55 feet away to the Scala. Ran into Major, who flips it up. Sosha looks a little tired. Major will change, so will Lenny.
A little aggressive here on the penalty kill, not going out defensively, but as soon as the Stampede get control of the puck, they're looking for that long bomb pass.
He can score those short-handed goals, too. Smith has the puck with 5 seconds on the penalty. Centering chance. Comes back to the point. Look out. Man's going to come out in a moment. Smith now goes after the puck. Blessman will go right to the bench. We are 4-on-4 again with 5.5 to go. So we had 11 goals in the first half. Just one so far here in the third quarter. Vecchiarelli is checked. You get the idea. Guys like to run John Vecchiarelli around the league. There's Scarina. I think he's got a little bit of a hot dog kind of mentality in terms of how the opponent would view him. The kind of guy you love to have on your team and the kind of guy you hate to have on the other team.
Not only does John Vecchiarelli score a lot of points, I think he does a lot of talking down on the floor, and certainly that gets underneath the skin of any opposition player.
And he looks like he likes that part of the game. He likes being the character out there. Here's Vecchiarelli to Neal. Neal coming in, still has Vecchiarelli. Goaltender out of the net, and Neal goes top shelf and scores. 7-6. Buffalo has scored 4 in a row.
Not an outnumbered attack, 3-on-3, but Jay Neal showing the patience. He's so strong. We just saw a couple of minutes ago, great defensively. Now Jay Neal takes over offensively. Vecchiarelli will pick up the assist. He got it to the man in the middle. Look at Neal, hold on, hold on, hold on. Walks right down the middle. Goaltender runs out of room, has to go down, and Jay Neal goes right to the top of the net. Smart play all the way. Also a smart play there, Craig, on the pass by Vecchiarelli. He gave it to the man in the middle. All kinds of options developed. Neal took the shot, and Stampede lead is 7-6.
Amazing. In the playoffs last year, Vecchiarelli was really fashioning that big shot of his, and kind of been quiet from a shooting perspective. He's really passed it up. That's his 4th assist. There's a big shot. Did it go in? Yes! It went by the goaltender Humphrey as Lindsay nearly drilled it right through his body. And it's 7-7 just like that. Talk about a shooter.
Jeff Lindsay leaned into it. He had the one-timer. Lou Franceschetti does not like it. His team finally had a 1-goal lead, and Lindsay just teed off. I don't think there was a screen. Randy Smith with a one-time pass and the one-time shot coming up. It did sneak between the legs of the goaltender. You'll see it coming up. There was no screen, but that's a pretty good shooting position. And Jeff Lindsay goes down with a shot. That'll tell you he got his entire body behind it with the momentum. And maybe the momentum goes the other way. Vipers tie it up 7-7.
Jeff did not get to enjoy that one as he was kind of like the quarterback who's knocked down by the lineman and doesn't know if the pass goes for the TD or not. He really fired that one by Humphrey.
I think everyone was looking for the reaction of Lindsay. He didn't know it was in, so no one was celebrating on the play. Finally, they say, hey, the puck's in. Let's get our hands in the air.
Take it. So 7-7. It is our 4th tie of the game. In front, chance for Morat. Always seems to be near that net. It was stopped by Watt. 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. St. Louis led 3-2 after 1. It was 6-5 Vipers after 2. And Buffalo has 2 of the 3 goals here in the third quarter. Scarina across the sport court to Dupas. He wheels in his own zone. And now he whirls out. Dupas with Scarina going for the net. It floated to him, and he got a slight deflection at the goaltender Humphrey, and it was stopped by Scott again. St. Louis keeps it in. Back to Scarina, tried to pull it in. From the point, Blum's shot. You know, both goaltenders seem to be going down very early, Jim. Tonight's working for, whoa, one of the Vipers was pulled down from behind. No penalty call. It was Scarina that was pulled down. I didn't catch who got him, but it was as vicious as I've seen in terms of a hook. In fact, the glove and stick as we get the illegal clear is on the surface. Perry Turnbull is livid. Good thing we don't have the mic up. Back to the action. 3 minutes to go. John Henry comes in for Buffalo. Land to Wilson. Herneman throws it toward the net. Now Henry back out. Beccarelli. There's the slap shot. Blocked by Wilson. Beccarelli again. Lost control a bit in his skates. Way out of the net is the goaltender wide and nearly cost his team. But the backhander by Henry was wide. St. Louis having trouble clearing it. Beccarelli, good work to backhand it out. He is just all over the place. His effort is impressive as that big shot of his.
Finally, Alain Roy gets his glove on the puck. It was close to the goal line. Non-stop forecheck by the Stampede, and Beccarelli was right in there. I guess if you're a player coach and a part owner, you have to take the lead, and Beccarelli has done that. The shots on goal, the Vipers with a 10-shot lead. You see out shooting the Stampede by 10 here in the third quarter, but Buffalo has worked and worked and worked and just chipped their way back into this game. Had a 1-goal lead before the Vipers came back themselves.
Good look at the face-off square here in the RHI. And again, Waugh goes out of the net. By the way, Waugh is no relation to Patrick Waugh of Canadiens fame. But he says if he had $1 for every time he had to answer that question, he would not be playing in the RHI. For that matter, he'd probably be resting on a yacht somewhere in the Caribbean. Beccarelli throws it behind Corvo. Maybe St. Martin would be a good spot for Patrick or Alain Roy. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. We're tied at 7. Here's Hanchikoski. And Wayne will skate out. Delayed penalty upcoming against Buffalo, and Tchaikovsky Matador defense there as he got around Buffalo, through everybody, but then the net came off the line, so they will whistle it, and a power play chance here for St. Louis.
Power plays have been a big story tonight. Humphrey had to make the save, and the referee Jim Kemp skating over right now. Interference will be the call against the Buffalo Stampede, so the Vipers get a chance to look for a 1-goal lead on the power play. There's Lou Franceschetti again, the interim head coach of the Buffalo Stampede. Winning percentage in RHI, taking the lead, I guess by far you could say, as we reach or get close to the midpoint. The Bullfrogs of Anaheim, not a bad winning percentage. And there are a few of the strong teams. Craig, we saw New Jersey earlier in the season. We felt they were very strong. We told them how good they were, and then they went out and lost about 4 games in a row. John Beccarelli, he's doing it all, so go to the box. He takes 90 seconds interference.
Likes that camera time, I think. New Jersey is 7-4 now on the year, but I think the question that has to be asked now is the Anaheim Bullfrogs, first, are they for real? And second, is everybody else in the same league as them, or is their record very much the case that they are the best at 9-0-1? So far they haven't. Smith scores! He snuck it through for number 4. And the Vipers don't care about the Bullfrogs. They care about coming back in this game and taking the lead, and they've got it.
It'd be a tough battle, Viper against the Bullfrog. We have to see who win that one. Randy Smith told me earlier that, hey, the old confidence is coming back, so he's looking to shoot. Little bit of lean one way and shoot back the other. The quick snapshot, we've seen that quite a bit tonight. The Puck and Roller Hockey International, about 1/3 the weight of a regular ice hockey puck. So when you snap it, it can take off. A power play goal for St. Louis. Randy Smith, 4 goals on the night. He has taken control. He is confident. That's exactly what the Vipers want out of the big centerman.
Randy Smith was the leading scorer for the Vipers a year ago. Came in tonight near the lead, but still 10 points off Skorina. He had a big year last year, 29 goals and 30 assists in 23 games. And he already now tonight, after with a 4-goal effort, has 13 goals in the year. So it's 8-7 St. Louis. Last team with the puck is going to win this one. Big shot from Social.
This has been real fun, Craig. We've expected this. We've seen it at times. The scoring is high overall in the league, but this one, For a moment there in the first half, it looked like St. Louis might take over, but it's been close the rest of the way.
Exactly. Buffalo made a nice comeback. Lascala now give and go, and the puck stopped. And you know what Scott Humphrey is saying? I'm glad this isn't ice, because the puck kind of slowed up there as he was going to play the pass, and it steered right toward him, but put the brakes on before it hit the line.
Randy Smith did not want goal number 5. He was looking to pass it there. It came right at the goal crease. And John Blessman, I think, was the defenseman back to break up that 2-on-1. Lascala tries to get it to Smith. Look at the return pass. And there is Blessman, the defenseman. He had his stick flat along the floor. And that's what you were talking about, Craig. The puck was rolling and just inching close to the goal line. Not very quick, though, and Humphrey made the save. Great job defensively by Blessman.
Good look at Barry Turnbull. Head coach also owns a very successful roller hockey complex in Missouri. You know, there are about 12,000 kids playing the sport now, and it was funny because Bernie Federko was saying the other day that he saw somebody playing baseball in front of the house, and it was strange because now they're all playing roller hockey, and the backhand Blum comes in. Stopped by Humphrey. In front, Blum again waiting for the pass. Shot saved by Humphrey. Off the top angle shot there from Cam Blunt. Corvo the other way. Big slapper, bad stop. Nice job by Waugh to come out of the net to cut the angle down. Final 7 seconds here of the quarter. Corvo may get one more chance. 2 seconds to go. Corvo better hurry. Waited to pass. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Buffalo Stampede scored the first 2, but St. Louis has responded, and they have a 1-goal lead as we head to the final 12 of regulation. Here at the Kiel Center, Skorina leaning in with Claude Morin. Goes back to the Buffalo zone. Jay Neal will play it. Neal had his 8th goal of the year. That gave Buffalo a 7-6 lead midway through the third, but St. Louis has come back with 2 to take the lead back. Neal trying to set up his man. Major couldn't do it. St. Louis back the other way. Skorina lost his edge. Neal takes the puck back. Defensemen have to be in such great shape, in particular because they move the puck up so often in this league, and then they'll have to get back. And endurance is certainly a big quality for anyone who plays the sport of roller hockey, pro or amateur. Well, the All-Stars are getting ready, and we'll have the game for you from the Kiel Center back in St. Louis next week, July 18th, 1 o'clock. Note the game is on a sister station on ESPN. And there's the logo actually played, as you see, July the 15th. We'll have it for you at 1 o'clock on July 18th on ESPN. Should be fun. One of the highlights of the year last year in Vancouver, and a sellout crowd over 16,000. And Tchaikovsky leads and gets it right back to Bowden, but the puck was rolling and it went over his stick. Buffalo comes back in. Hendry dropped it for LeMay. Goes behind the net. Wilson goes after it as we approach the 11-minute mark in regulation. Don't forget they'll play a shootout if they cannot settle it. Beccarelli, fast pass across, and DeCoste could not pick it up. It comes back to the Buffalo zone. Humphrey not very comfortable handling that puck that time, so he pounces on the puck with 10:54 to go.
On July 15th, right here in Kiel Center. See Rick Wilson.
Third quarter numbers, 8-7 St. Louis. Look at the shots, 70 shots on goal, which is about 2 shots every minute. 25 scoring chances to 23. And St. Louis the advantage in faceoffs 1. Both teams effective on the power play. And Tchaikovsky again. This time with Beccarelli on the draw. St. Louis has it. Wilson well out. 80-footer wide of the net. Beccarelli goes after it. John, not only a big man putting points on the board, he's an avid owner of old automobiles. Looking for a Corvette, by the way. If you have one, give John a call. He's looking for a 65 Corvette. Beccarelli looks in front. This time score! He set up DeCoste. A good shot by Derek DeCoste, and Buffalo has tied the game up.
Well, he's looking for a car. He picks up another assist right there. DeCoste just skating right through the middle of the slot. I'm not going to say he wasn't checked. I think someone had a stick on DeCoste, but the pass had to be perfect here coming from Vecchiarelli. And look at Vecchiarelli. He did not waste any time. Great look at it right there. Almost just a redirection by DeCoste. But the pass by Vecchiarelli, as soon as Vecchiarelli got to the puck, he knew where it was going, so he did not have to set up. He threw over that one-time pass. Great redirection. And guess what? It's tied again.
John Vecchiarelli has 5 assists on the night. And I was talking about his goal-scoring prowess, but he has been quite a playmaker. And even last year, regular season, he had 33 assists and 32 goals in the regular season. As Humphrey goes on it in the playoffs, he scored 23 goals and added 17 more assists. And tonight, he has been unselfish and in on 6 of the Buffalo 8 goals.
St. Louis Vipers have organized a youth hockey school to be held this summer at Queen's Park.
Look at Lou Franceschetti. Well, no sidelines, a shorter field. It's live arena football. It's the top 2 teams in the Southern Division battle right here in the Deuce, the Storm and the Predators. Friday night, 8:30 Eastern. Sosha has the puck. Buffalo now looks to gain the advantage. Passes it back. Corvo cranking. Good stop by Waugh. Up to Lindsay. Outlet feed to La Scala along the wall. Tries to work around Blessman. John takes him down. John's got a goal tonight. 16 goals in the game. Here's Corvo crisscrossing with Major. That's set up. Sosha. Wrist shot. Waugh looked behind him. Made the pad stop. 9:20 to go. Dupont knocks it out. La Scala will take it 1-on-2. Makes the shot, gets the good wrist shot off, and Humphrey got a glove on it. And hangs on. Good quick glove stop by Scott Humphrey. Scott played the first 2 years with St. Louis.
Lined up. And there is the glove save. Humphrey very quick. Made it look a little better than it was, though, I think. But then he finally held on. Pretty good rushes back and forth. Be interesting to see, Craig, whether one team or the other really opens it up. I think for the most part in the second half, it's been pretty close. But hey, when it's 8-8, you know some goals are going in, so the offense is certainly there.
All right, goes back to the point. Wilson with a drive. Talk about offense. He can really shoot it. Plum keeps it in. Dumps it behind the Buffalo net. Tournament checked by Scarina. And continue to battle along the wall. Cerrone is in there deep. Bumping with Morin. Cerrone has the puck. Tried to wrap around through the crease. Now Jay Neal plays it. Neal up to Sosha. He's got Corvo streaking down the left wing. Neal is in. On the backhand. Trying to put one through the pads of Waugh. Neal still has it.
Craig, good example on that last play. Yelling from the bench, communication. I don't think Jay Neal knew he was open, but he heard go and he went, took it right to the net.
May comes in, Wilson stopped it, and then Waugh wisely pounces on the puck. We get the whistle with 8:19 remaining in the fourth. Tied up at 8. Good look at Alain Waugh. Went to Harvard University. Record of 37-19 in his career there. Also was the backup goaltender for Team Canada in Lillehammer, Norway, where they won the silver a few years back, losing in that memorable shootout to Sweden. As you look at the captain, Randy Smith, a 4-goal night for Randy Smith. Randy had a cup of coffee in the NHL, played 3 games with the North Stars of Minnesota back in the mid-80s. Got to play against the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Bowden comes in, shot off a pad. Hendry in front with Anchikoski waiting for it. Lindsay, nice job to keep it in. Vecchiarelli whirls it around. Bowden tries to keep it in. Now Plante backhands it. With the leg of Neal, kept in by St. Louis, all on in front off the skate of Anchikoski. He would have had a great chance. LeMay going for the puck. DeCoste is poking at it. Across the surface, deflected to Humphrey. He makes the stop, and then Bowden took down one of the Stampede. See what happens. It's 8-8, 7-29. Greg Benervini upstairs. Jim Fox working the benches. Here in the fourth quarter, Blum with a shot for the point. Good stop by Humphrey. And he hangs on with 7:25 to go. Goaltenders have been busy. St. Louis with 43 shots on Scott Humphrey. Scott did not play goal until he was 16 years of age. His parents wanted him to play forward and develop his offensive skills, which he had a lot of, in fact. But he always wanted to play goal, and they said when you turn 16, you can make the decision. He decided to do it. Now in his third year in the RHI, played with John Vecchiarelli in the Colonial League this past year. And John said, hey, why don't you come over here to Buffalo and play roller? Rick Corvo with the puck behind the net for Buffalo. Up to Lenny Sosha. Sosha dragging it. Quick snapshot is over the glass. And St. Louis comes out. LaScala works around Corvo. Nice move again. A shot, and Humphrey got a piece of it. LaScala had two great moves. Blum really banged in the corner by Blessman. Sosha throws the body. Now Blum returns the favor to Blessman. And Mark Major comes in. Big blast, blocked by the defense. Dupont 3-on-2 if they hurry. LaScala on the right wing, Dupont for the net. Blum one-timing it, and he can't tee it off. 6:20 to go. Sosha has the disc. Off-balance shot, he got a lot of mustard on it. One on the back of the net. And Randy Smith takes it off and plays it. Smith skating in as LaScala in front of him. Smith trying to thread it for LaScala. Coming in for the point was Dupont. Now Wilson scores! Nice setup. Good effort. St. Louis had all four guys in deep, but they took the gamble. And it pays off. 9-8, Rick Wilson, his first of the night.
Great job all night by the Vipers to go to the pass. You see Wilson skating into the play all the way, and he one-times it. He was waiting until the perfect time to jump in. And as a defenseman, you have to be smart there. You can't take yourself out of the play. But he had his entire momentum skating into the puck. Great timing. And the Vipers take a one-goal lead at 9-8.
That is Rick Wilson's first goal of the season. Comes at a critical time, gives the Vipers a one-goal lead. Vipers can go into first place if they can win this game tonight. 24-game season. This is game number 10 for the two teams. Cerrone takes it back to his own zone. Dumps to the side. Wilson rams it to the line, kept it by Jay Neal. Oh, Wilson was, Cerrone rather, pulled down by, I believe it was Herneman. And a tough penalty to take for Buffalo. St. Louis goes in the power play when we return in just a moment from the Kiel Center in Mizzou.
Short right now, Mark, but I want to ask you, it's 9-8 game. Goals are being scored just about every shift.
Well, it's a good feeling to actually be in a game the way we started out this season. But this Stampede team has a lot of grit with 5:20 and a man short. We got to kill this thing off and go from there. I think we got the firepower to do it, and we'll just have to wait and see in about 5 minutes.
You've been in front of the net just about all night. When your team's been on the power play, just trying to create the screen, do you expect the same thing out of the Vipers right here?
I would imagine so, or go to the traditional box probably with Christian out there. But, you know, whatever they do, we just got to shut them down. That's our main goal right now, is to shut them down, take the last 4 minutes of the game, and put our offense in gear one more time, and hopefully come out with a victory.
All right, Mark, get back at it.
1 minute, 20 seconds of the penalty. Short-handed chance, Blessman shooting. Stopped by Waugh. Warvo's in deep. Beccarelli's not back, maybe a 3-on-1. Beccarelli hustles to get back. Lascala, nice move. Good defensive play by Blessman as he bothered Lascala, and Frank could not get the good move. Humphrey didn't like a poking attempt by one of the Vipers. He's complaining about it.
There's Perry Turnbull. There's Christian Scornia. He's had a lot of chances tonight to skate with a puck. He dishes off that time. And Lascala just at the last second gets it knocked off his stick. You can see he's a defenseman on that play. Never give up. Get back, and Scornia made the pass that time. Very important man here on the power play. But I guess the guy to look to is number 4 again, Rick Wilson. He's the quarterback. Scott Humphrey, the goaltender, looks like he has a little problem with the equipment. Trying to get it adjusted right now.
Don't forget, if we get a tie game here, we'll go to a shootout. 5 shooters aside. And here are the shootout rules. If it's still tied, the sudden death format, both teams will get an equal opportunity, of course. Every player must shoot before he can shoot again. Scorina across the surface. That's Randy Smith. Back to Wilson. Off one leg. Got the shot up. Beccarelli blocked it. And now he's going to try a short-handed chance. Wilson is back. Beccarelli tries to drag it. Wilson played him well. Jay Neal in deep. Kept it in. Neal's got Beccarelli. Shooting. Beccarelli. Score! Beccarelli! A short-handed goal. We're tied at 9. Great play by Jay Neal as Buffalo, again, as you mentioned, Jim, sensing the moment to go for the offensive chance.
I'm going to have to call it a gamble all the way. Jay Neal now has possession, but when he stood up there, if he didn't get, look at that, wide open, that great pass. But if Neal does not get this puck, you see the cross pass again, and that's a great setup. Beccarelli, he's had an outstanding night, but Jay Neal, when he stood up near the red line, if he doesn't get the puck, it's a 3-on-1 going the other way. But hey, gamble all you want. Short-handed goal by Beccarelli, and he ties it up again.
With that kind of luck, you'll have to send him over to the riverboat after the game tonight, Jim.
It works. Keep going with it.
Very popular here in the Missouri, Illinois area over the last year. Riverboat casinos, big tourist attraction, and a big gamble paying off for Jay Neal as he set up Beccarelli, who's having an outstanding game. 2 goals and 5 assists for John Beccarelli. And back down to Jim.
Craig, I'm here with the head coach, Perry Turnbull. Perry, short-handed goal. Looked like a gamble by the Stampede, but on the power play here, you regroup. What are you looking to do to get this go-ahead goal?
There's no question we got to, we need a goal here. Not much time left on the clock. We'll be down about 4 minutes when this is over, and Jimmy really got to put the puck in the net here. I mean, special teams is everything, and we've been a little more prolific than we have been tonight on the power play, and we need to get a goal. They've been hard to come by, as many as there is out there. We've had good opportunities, and Humphreys has played very well.
What do you look to do to regroup when you have a short-handed goal scored against you?
You just put the confidence back in the guys and say, go out there and get it. You guys know what your job is. We had a little bit of a breakdown. We took a chance, hit somebody in the shin pads. We can't make dangerous plays, and that was a dangerous play. I mean, if somebody's out there, move it back down, move it back out until it's open, and then you let it go.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Buffalo won the first meeting between these two teams last year, 7-6. And the only other meeting, and we've got another close one tonight. This one has been back and forth. Biggest lead, 3 goals. It was 6-3 St. Louis at one point in the second half. There's a lot of ties in this one. Wilson across, still some time with the penalty as it winds down inside 20. Scorina back to Smith that time. For the first time tonight, he did not tee it up very well.
Puck was rolling all the way there. Randy Smith picked it up in the middle of the slot, but with a rolling puck, he tried to get it off quickly, and Humphrey made the save. We'll take a look. Scorina picks it up, the backhand pass, and there it was, rolling all the way, flip, 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 and finally the glove save. That one, again, Humphrey makes it a little better, makes it look a little better than it was. Kind of an easy shot, although it was a changeup.
6th tie tonight in this game. Scored Wilson! What a crank for the point! Humphrey looked at the referee. He's frustrated about something. Maybe someone hacked him in front. Rick Wilson, who was known for his hard shot in the National Hockey League, a first-round pick by the Blues back in 1980. shows that at the age of 34, he can still crank it with the best of them. 10-9 Vipers.
Tee it up by Rick Wilson. You see that backswing? He had it all the way around, John Daly style, and he beats the goaltender cleanly all the way. Humphrey looking around for an official, like you mentioned. I think he was looking for maybe a tip in the slot with a high stick, something. I don't think it was a screen, the reason he didn't see the puck. I think it's just Rick Wilson leaning in and shooting it hard, although they do give it to deflection right there. Cerrone in the slot.
7th specialty team goal tonight. Both teams with 3 goals on the power play. Wilson getting that one just before the penalty expired. That goes into the crowd. So here we go again. Let's see the leads tonight. St. Louis led 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-2.
Down here on the bench with the goal scorer, Frank Cerrone. Frank, it looked to me on the replay, couldn't see much, but you touched that puck before it went in.
Yeah, Rick Wilson's got a hell of a shot, and I just was standing in front, managed to get my stick in the way. I think it changed directions enough for Humphreys to not get a read on it. It's in the net. We're up a goal.
Was Humphrey looking for a high stick on the play? Perhaps something a little close on the deflection?
Well, I think Humphreys was looking for anything, but we'll take it. It wasn't even close, I didn't think, and referee let it go.
I think he was looking for the puck, maybe.
That too, but it was behind him.
You got it.
Socia over to Blessman. Well, the All-Stars are indeed delivering for the St. Louis Vipers, and we'll see them again next week on ESPN, July the 18th at 1 o'clock. 4 All-Stars from St. Louis in the home city in the big game. And they're having quite a night. And Vecchiarelli's having a big night, leading the charge for the Stampede, who again trailed by a goal. Here's Dupas behind his net. Perry Turnbull wants 3 minutes from his team. 12 men, 3 minutes. Here's Dupas, got in trouble in his own zone. Geraldo has the puck, throws it in front, and Waugh gave up the pose, but bounced on the puck with 2:45 to go. Good look at the Viper fans. Got a neat logo with that snake.
Smitty can't make that play or do. Smitty. Not the junior backhander. There. Just get it out, all right? We should have called the thing, but we get into big time trouble there. Just you got it, Smitty, you got control. Worst case, you just dump it out, make it go back, get it onside, all right?
This is the 6th time tonight that St. Louis has the lead. Buffalo has had the lead only one time when they took a 7-6 advantage. They've been playing catch-up all night. 6 ties and 6 different leads for St. Louis. Can't ask for more than that. Shot from Chikoski wide of the net. Comes to Vecchiarelli. 7 points tonight. Here's John. Tees the cranker up, beat the side of the net. That was a great shot by John. Little off the mark that time. And Chikoski comes down one-on-one. Tough to get around Jay Neal. So steady on the back line for Buffalo. Plant across to Wilson. Dumps it in inside 2 minutes remaining. Here's Geraldo. Buffalo needs 1 goal to force the shootout. Jay Neal looks for the goal. Bad stop by Waugh. Cerrone may have a chance here. Sandwiched by the defense, still has the puck. Setting up Skorina. Lost control. And Socia takes the puck. 3-on-2 for Buffalo. Vecchiarelli heads to the net. Neal also there. Here's Neal. Holding, shooting. He had a good chance, but he missed the net with that wrist shot. And he had a wide open corner of the net. 1:20 to go. Cerrone back. Lindsay dumps in. There's Skorina. Back to Cam Plana, who will rag the puck a bit. Get that clock to the 1 minute mark.
Not a bad idea by the Vipers, just to hold on unless there's an absolute chance. Just hold on to the puck and keep control.
Inside a minute to go. Buffalo will move it out quickly if they can and get the goaltender out. Jay Neal up to Vecchiarelli. Humphrey working out a little bit, but the puck is going to come back to his zone. via the ESPN2's coverage of RHI's Game of the Week is brought to you by Taco Bell, proud sponsor of the RHI Taco Bell Cross the Border. Harry Turnbull.
Finish up. Come on, strong here. Finish up.
Looking for the extra effort here from his team for the final 44.7 seconds. Vipers on the tip-in goal by Cerrone, taking the lead.
Luke.
Franceschetti talks it over with his team as we get a break with 44.7 seconds remaining.
No, I want to get possession of it inside first. Mark, Johnny, Lenny, Paul. Once the goalie comes, you're going to go up. You're going to get Jay Neal out there. Okay? Well, we need a D first. Come back. Okay.
That's the Buffalo concerns. Here's what they're saying in the St. Louis bench.
Well, we heard from Buffalo, Craig, the situation. I think Franceschetti looking for control with a puck deep in the zone.
Come on, boys.
Before
44, Bodie. Give me 44.
Before he pulls the goaltender. On the other side, you see Perry Turnbull pretty quiet. I think his players know exactly what they need to do. Get back and protect the front of the goal. But let's take a look here. Yeah, Humphrey is going back, so they'll wait till they gain possession before they pull the goaltender.
87 shots in the game tonight. Humphrey will come out between the circles. See if Vecchiarelli tries to pull it back or dump it in. He tried to pull it back, and he does to Jay Neal. And Humphrey's still waiting in his net. 40 seconds to go. Humphrey goes off now. Neal comes in. Buffalo has the extra skater on. Neal's coming in. Oh, he had a chance. And a big stop by Waugh. Lindsay whirls it around. Vecchiarelli tried to hook his man. Nobody in the net. Major falls down. Lascala and Anchikoski. Vecchiarelli threw his stick. That'll be an automatic goal. With an open net, the ruling will be that goal will count.
You're right, Craig. It's an automatic goal when you have the goaltender pulled and you get yourself in a situation where...
Let's make sure that is the call. That is the rule, I know.
Well, the rule is if you do have the goaltender pulled and then you have an infraction, that normally does call for a penalty shot. Goal should go on the board automatically.
Yeah, with an empty net.
And that was the situation, Craig. I believe your call is correct initially. This may be one of the slight changes between ice hockey and roller hockey, but as far as I know, that should be a goal.
Now, even in this rule book, Jim, I was looking at it the other night, in fact, and with an empty net, this is a goal.
That's right, it should be. We'll take a look at it. It was a fight for the puck all the way. And Tchaikovsky finally throws down one of the players. It was legal. He looks to pass in front for Bowden. No way, look at the stick all alone. The stick without John Vecchiarelli. Pretty good reach there by Vecchiarelli. Well, and there is John on the bench, 19.4 seconds remaining. And now the referee coming over to talk to Jay Neal, the captain of the Buffalo Stampede. Looks like Randy Smith is ready to take a penalty shot if needed. If not, like we were just talking about, that goal should go on the board, and they're ready to drop the puck at center floor, so it should go on the board. The Vipers with a 2-goal lead.
Well, Vecchiarelli, I think, Jim, just wanted another assist. That's why he threw the stick, right?
That's right.
John, let's go ahead.
He made the save. He's got goals, assists. He made a save, but that goal goes on the board automatically. It's still 10-9, but that will change. The referee has already instructed both benches. A goal will go on the board, and there it is.
Yep.
11-9 Vipers.
Yeah, that's the rule. No penalty shot because the goaltender was out of the net, and that's the right call. It's a goal if Vecchiarelli does not throw his stick.
Craig, you should referee too. You had it called right from the beginning. You're exactly right. And finally, the officials did sort things out, and they made the right call.
19.4 seconds to go. likely, but not impossible, although that draw did not go the way for Buffalo, who scored 2 in 19 seconds. Vaccarelli up to Sosha with 10 seconds to go. Sosha waiting for a good shot, will take it. Gloved by the goaltender Roy, try to keep it moving. Can't do it, 6.8 seconds remaining.
Roy wanted just the clock to run out there, but he doesn't get what he wants. Earlier in the game, as you mentioned a couple times, I think we saw the goaltending was a little suspect from both teams. A lot of long shots going in, and you grind it out, you grind it out. Perry Turnbull will be happy with the result tonight. The Vipers have been many games like this year where it's high scoring and real close. Not giving up. Franceschetti going to pull a goaltender. It doesn't matter.
Vipers will go to 6-4. Wraparound chance. Score! Knocked in with 0.5 seconds remaining.
Vaccarelli was there again. I think it was John Vaccarelli.
Did he get that one?
He was with Hendry, but I think it was Vaccarelli finally just tipping the puck, extending with his stick in his hands this time. And I just mentioned, hey, it's too late, but, well, there's 0.5 of a second remaining. So the Stampede get back within 1. But it's going to be over, and the Vipers will win a close game. Centered in front. And, it is tipped in. We can't see who it was. Vaccarelli was there. Hendry was there. And that should be it.
Yep. Buffalo could not inbound it from underneath the basket with 0.5 to go, so they don't get a chance at tying the game. Wow. 21 goals. And finally, an exhaustive effort tonight. The fans had fun in St. Louis as the home team wins it by 1. Back to Rapid in just a moment. The Vipers of St. Louis moved to first place in the Central with an 11-10 win over Buffalo. Next week, the Bulldogs of Philadelphia take on the Detroit Mustangs at the Cobo Arena. We'll see you then on the news, July 17th at 8 o'clock. And then the All-Star Game from St. Louis at 1 o'clock on ESPN on July 18th. For Jim Fox, I'm Craig Minervini. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week on the RHI Game of the Week. So long, everybody.